Assalamu alaikum. Okay guys, I know everyone love Palestine. Like I and my brother did. Please just listen carefully, the truth that my brother want to tell.
Let's take a look at this video together.
When we say that Hamas instills hate towards Jews and the state of Israel, we're not just saying it. Take a look at this book, for example, Anatomy and Physiology. So what would you expect to read about in this book? Stuff about anatomy and physiology. So you open the first page, it's a cover page, and look at this second page right here. Dedication. We dedicate this work to the souls of the Palestinian martyrs who sacrificed their blood for Palestine and Al-Aqsa. So this book is dedicated to the terrorists and to the martyrs who committed terror attacks in Israel against innocent Jewish people.
Hold up. These are 8 squares. 3 folds. You can't just fold a page in a book 3 times. And what do we have here? A misspelling in a book that was mass-produced by publishers. How can that be? I'm gonna give it to you, bro. You were so close, but that paper in your pocket didn't fit very well.
I posted a joke about Israel because it was funny. And I got trolled on by this account whose profile picture was a Pokemon. So you know he's legit. And Pikachu said, criticizing Israel is anti-Semitic. And I said, why? He said, because it's a Jewish state. And I said, well, Israel is 20% Arab, so can I 20% criticize Israel? And last time I checked, I'm an American, which means I can criticize any country I want. Yeah, so that's one of the joys of freedom of speech. And I think that we should celebrate that, not only as Americans, but as humans. I think we should be able to criticize any country that we disagree with their government's actions. For instance, you guys remember what happened in 2022 in Iran? Horrible instance with the woman and the hijab, and the government cracked down on the people. Can we all agree that was horrible? And Iran's government oppressive. Can we all agree that? Can we all agree that? Okay, see, that's Islamophobic. Okay? Because Iran is a Muslim state. Yeah, do you see how that's silly? All right? If we can criticize Iran freely, we can criticize Israel freely, okay? They're both countries in the Middle East. They both start with an I. Sure, one's known for carpets, one's known for carpet bombing. I'm just saying I can make that joke because it's only 20% of my set.
Let's get into it. I'm actually Palestinian. What's up? Where are we at? A lot of Americans still don't know a lot about Palestinians because Americans need a celebrity from a group to know about them, right? Like the famous Palestinians, nobody knows who they are. Who are famous Palestinians in history? You have Yasser Arafat and Jesus, and it's who are those guys? Who are those guys? Oh, and DJ Khaled. DJ Khaled is ours. You can have them, but DJ Khaled is ours. Isn't that crazy? Those are the 2 most famous Palestinians in history. Jesus and DJ Khaled. Those are our representatives. They're very similar when you think about it, Jesus and DJ Khaled. In fact, when they came out with the New Testament, they were like, another one. Christians we the best religion, you know? People get upset sometimes when I say Jesus was Palestinian. Listen, first of all, Jesus was born at Bethlehem, which is in the modern-day West Bank, which is Palestine. If someone was born in the United States 2,000 years ago, we call them Native American, right? By the same logic, Jesus was native Palestinian. But specifically, Jesus was born in Judea, the province of Judea. There's a religion, he was Jewish. Jesus was Jewish and Palestinian. He was a solution to the Middle East in one person. Yeah. Don't worry, this is going to be a sermon. Don't worry, I'm just saying. We know Jesus was Jewish, right? Because he didn't celebrate the Christian holidays. You know what I mean? He didn't do Christmas, you know. For sure didn't like Easter, you know. Every Christmas Eve, you see him at a Chinese restaurant. He was a nice, young Jewish man. So we know Jesus was Jewish, and we know Jesus was Palestinian because he broke out of a cave in a matter of 3 days. That requires a tunnel. We know this. Jesus was Jewish and Palestinian, and probably black. He was for sure black. He was black. He could have gotten any polish he wanted.
I never thought I would live to see the day where it's controversial to want peace. I posted that I want a ceasefire. This guy commented, "Oh, you want a ceasefire? So then you're just for taking hostages?" What? What a horrible thing to say. No, I am against taking hostages. I want the hostages to come home. The Israeli hostages to come home, and I want the thousands of Palestinians being held unjustly in Israeli prisons to come home. Nobody should be held hostage. I'm anti-hostage. I don't even like having people over to my house. I don't like people willingly coming over to my house, invited. I'm anti-guest. I once had guests over for too long. It became a hostage crisis. I couldn't get them to leave, and I don't want to feed people and listen to their stories. I can't take hostages. I live with my mom. I'd have to clear it by my mom first. I don't want to be a host. You have to be a host to take hostages. It's very stressful. That's where the root of the word hostages comes from, because the host ages from the stress.
Do you know who the most powerful man in America is? Do you think it's President Biden? Do you think it's the war criminal, our Secretary of State, Anthony Blinken? No. The most powerful man in America, because of AIPAC and the pro-Israel lobby, is Benjamin Netanyahu, the disgraced Prime Minister of Israel. He has more control and more sway over the U.S. Congress than the President of the United States or any other elected official in the United States government. It's time we end AIPAC's domination and near total control of our legislative process. It's time that we elect a new generation of leaders, congressmen and senators, that are not going to answer or be at the beck and call of the pro-Israel lobby. And I am one of those people. I assure you, if elected to the U.S. Senate, I will put America's interests first and make sure we use our hard-earned tax dollars to build America and American infrastructure and American communities, and put the people of America before that of anybody else.
I'm not from Palestine, but here I stand. My eyes telling 1,000 stories about a land of hope, a land of courage, a land where one child is braver than 1,000,000 men. I am not from Palestine, and the world is blind. They won't open their eyes or even take a stand. Can they hear the children's cries? Or the bombs that are raining from the skies? I know they do. But all they do is justify their crimes. I'm not from Palestine, but I bleed, because every Palestinian's wound is mine. I'm not from Palestine, but I understand that what goes around comes around, and that one day the sun will shine, and my hands will touch the sand of a free land called Palestine.